Hey guys, this is Gamercal. Welcome to another Pokemon trading card game online thing. This is actually the first game of the stream that I did, and it is my VictiniBox type deck, which is going up against the Darkrai deck of NastyPlot. Kind of a fitting name for a dude using a dark deck, but yeah. He goes first. He basically gets the double dark in the discard on the first thing, and then Sableye comes down. There's going to be an energy switch going to it after he retreats to it, and this is just the raw power of the Darkrai. It's a Bianca as well, so yeah, random receiver getting played just because that's going to get brought back out of the discard. And yet this is just the insane power of the Darkrai decks. I played this actually a couple of streams back. My own version of this, which I went like 5-0 with or something, I think. And it's just absurd how much that you can do with this, it really is. But anyway, the idea of my deck is to use Victini with the victory piece, because Victini EX allows you to, for 1 fire energy, get 2 basic energy from your deck and put them onto any one of your Pokemon that you like. Or any of your Pokemon at all. It doesn't have to be the same one, you can put them to do 2 different things. But, yeah, it can do that for 1 fire, or for 1 fire and 2 colorless, it can go ahead and hit for just 50 damage, but if you hit an EX instead, it will do 100. Now, the thing that makes Victini kind of cool is that Victory Piece, although it's an Ace SPEC, it's a tool as well, so it can be scrapped away, but the Victory Piece will allow you to actually attack for no energy. So this deck uses 4 Skyla as well as the laser band combo so that I can get more damage out of stuff, basically. And yeah, the idea really is to use a combination of Tornadus, Landorus, Mewtwo, and Reshiram for attacking. Reshiram is a single thing, I think it should only be a single copy, but it's basically for the Kling Klang matchup, because Reshiram does kinda good against that, and I think I show that later. Not in this video, but later in the stream stuff. Don't think I'll actually put that up. But anyway, I was hoping for the victory piece off of that Juniper. I didn't get it, so sadly I don't get to do that this turn. I can Skyla for it next turn though, if I still have this active and alive. And that is a big if in a way, because look how many cards he's got in his hand, and he's got so many dark in the discard. There could be a Night Spear coming here, especially because of Computer Search. That is such a powerful card to get turn 1 with Sableye. Computer Search is just way too good in this sort of situation. It really is. But yeah, the dude could very easily get a turn 2 Night Spear here, and that is frightening. And it looks like that's what he's going to do. Because he does have he does have the energy switch back. There's an N there as well, so there goes the hand which I had. So there goes my victory piece chances, and yeah, another dark patch as well. So he's played 2 dark patch on that. He's got the energy switch there. He's got 4 energy on board on turn 2, and that's just wow. What do you honestly do from there? You know, it's a very tough situation. The one good thing is that he didn't have a Dark Claw, because if he had a Dark Claw, then Victini EX would have gone down in 1 shot, and that would have been just way too much. It would have been far too difficult to come back from that. But because my Victini is still alive and can still accelerate energy from the deck, what I could do here is I could attach the fire to Victini and then turbo energize anyway, get 2 fighting out of my deck, assuming that there are 2 left, because I only play 4. But if there are 2 fighting left in my deck, I can get them both out and attach them both to Landorus. Next turn, when Victini gets knocked out, if I still have the energy retrieval in hand, which I think I will because I don't believe I end here. Oh, no I do. Apparently I'm not thinking that way. But I have a retrieval anyway, so my fire attachment was fine. Sorry, got to cough a little bit, so I'm muting the mic sometimes. Yeah, my fire energy attachment was fine. It actually works pretty well because now my 2 fighting that I had in hand are back in the deck. So just in case I didn't have all 4 of them in the deck, and I don't remember if I do or not, but the point is I can get them back onto Landorus very easily. Next turn I could retrieval, get the fire back so I can have 2 different energy types on it, so I don't have to land Judgment for you know, the stupid damage basically. I can just regular Lance Judgment, and I should, in theory, be able to get the knockout because the laser will have done 20 damage first. Obviously, he is still going to take 2 prizes here, and that is annoying, but it's not an unworkable situation. But I didn't take into account that he might have had a Dark Claw, so now the Sableye is actually able to do 30 damage. And that will knock out Victini and give me a 2 prize deficit there. He also gets a second Darkrai down, and that could also be pretty bad. He gets a Keldeo too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Keldeo is a bit of an issue for this deck because Landorus and Reshiram are kind of the big attackers, and of course Victini's weak against it too, but Victini would die in one shot whether it was weak or resistant, so... Well, technically not if it was resistant, but you know, the point is Victini's not really too much of a deadweight type of thing against Keldeo, simply because it would die in one hit anyway, 110 HP, god damn it. 2 Dark Claws down, 1 turn. It's kind of, yeah, once again, the ridiculous sort of power of this deck, just how crazy things can get with it. We see an Ultra Ball. I don't actually remember what else he discarded. I know there was one Sableye in that, but I was trying to see where he actually put the Dark Claw, because PTCGO has this really horrible thing at the moment where they've made the tool completely invisible if it's not on the active. So yeah, that's really pretty crap, because I thought it would have been on the Dark Claw one. The Dark Claw would have been on the energy based one, but no, it wasn't. So yeah. Anyway. He doesn't have a laser and Verbank, so that's one thing. He can't just junk hunt this turn and get the kill that way. So that is one thing in my favour. And I can just go up with Landorus, and I can very easily just go ahead and do what I was going to do anyway. But I decide to catch her up the Darkrai, as I wanted to kill it off, but I need a laser to do so. So I'm going to have to attach the DCE. I'm placing that down on Landorus. I guess it's just because I'm going to discard the other 2 cards with Ultra Ball. So I might as well put the energy on the Lando, because then I know a Darkrai deck isn't going to play Mewtwo. Like, the Darkrai laser stuff generally won't play Mewtwo. And I can get myself another Landorus out for the bench stuff. I can Juniper and miss the laser. So I have no way of knocking this thing out in one shot unless I discard both my energy, which is not a good idea. There is no reason to do that right now. So yeah, well, so it would be nice to get the knockout since I've just discarded energy retrieval and I only play 4 fighting in the first place. It's really not a good idea to discard them until I absolutely need to do so. So basically, I take a while thinking of just what I'm going to do here, and I pretty much Lance Judgment for 160 and just leave it at that. And it turns out I do play 2 Reshiram, so hey, how about that? I guess I need 2 cards against Klinklang just because nothing else in this deck is going to take it, because everything else is EXs, quite literally. So yeah, Reshiram kind of good, not gonna lie. But yeah, I can't one-shot it, which is really unfortunate, because now he gets a Night Spear off if he wants, and well, you should probably get a Night Spear off if you're going to do this, unless you're looking to get a Night Spear off with the bench Darkrai. You should probably just do the Night Spear here, would make the most sense, I believe. But hey, what do I know? You know, I could do something totally different in this situation if I knew what cards he had. That's the joy about seeing, you know, what strategies you may or may not do. It really depends on what cards you got, and it turns out he's going to capture the bench Landorus up and end down. So now I still haven't taken a kill yet, and I don't have an energy to play, which is absolutely marvelous. But it's not so bad, I don't think. Skyla being the only supporter is not something I'd really want to see, but I do still have a supporter, and that is good, because he only has 10 HP left. Which means I can, and I believe I do, just Skyla for a laser and kill the thing off. I've played 2 lasers already, so I'm only going to have 1 more for the entire game if I do this. And I don't see any better thing to do here, to be honest. Skylaring for the laser to kill off the Darkrai and then get an attachment on the Reshiram or the Tornadus, depending. Reshiram could do a bit more damage, but it definitely has to discard stuff. And oh, I think one of my lasers was actually prized, so instead I go ahead and get Switch, because I see the Keldeo doesn't have any energy on it right now, so I'm not in sort of fear of getting revenge killed here. And even at that, it's good to get 60 on the Darkrai here, so I can one-shot it, you know, from here with a Land's Judgment and kill off the benched one there, you know. I could have hit the Keldeo. Hey, there's my 4th laser, how about that? I could have hit the Keldeo and, you know, with the hammerhead thing there, but I figured it was better to go after the Darkrai, simply because then I don't have to discard energy, which is the important thing here. Discarding energy is the big problem with this, because, as I said before, I only play 4 fighting. I play more fire because I'm planning on attacking with Reshiram, but Reshiram generally has to discard more energy than Landorus, and Victini needs a fire to accelerate anyway. So I don't know. It's a thing that I can tweak. I might just go 5 and 5 with it. We'll see. That's neither here nor there at the moment. No, we're probably going to see a junk hunt here, because he's obviously lasered me. He doesn't have Verbank in play, but I think the best bet here would be junk hunt for the computer search, and probably Dark Patch, to be honest. And that way he could charge up the Darkrai on the bench quite easily. And yeah, all would be pretty much well with the world at that. I think that's what I would do, because that would best assist setup. But instead he goes for Energy Switch and Catcher. I can sort of understand the Catcher of that, but it's a bit of an odd move. I don't really know quite why he done that, but all I know is he did, so yeah. Now what I'm going to do here, I think, is Escape Rope will let me bring in one of his Pokemon. It was probably going to be the Keldeo. You know, he gets the choice, obviously. But he does switch first, so I get switch initiative here. But what I reckon he's going to do, yeah, bring in the Keldeo. So I go for my Tornadus, unless again I'm just like misplaying here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter either way, because I do have to retreat. So I guess with the DCE being my retreating card here, then it doesn't matter which way around I do this. But Tornadus is definitely the better option, because then I can go ahead and Power Blast if I want to, which might actually be what I decide to do here. Are we going to play the Verbank down? I think we are, yeah, because at this point, if I could get a laser, which I actually do, then an alternative thing that I can do here is actually use the double colorless to retreat. As expensive as that is on the Tornadus, use the double colorless to retreat, go back out to Landorus, and then do a Land's Judgment for 150. Because I put the Verbank down as well, I can actually score a one-hit KO on the Keldeo if I do that, because I will do a total of 180 damage. Which is pretty good, because Keldeo is his one way of getting out of potential laser stall if I get heads on the last one. So, given that it's going to retreat anyway, and I've burned quite a few catches at this point, I think it's in my best interest to go ahead and do that. I do still have one energy retrieval left. I think I was counting how many catches and stuff he'd used at this point. It really wasn't very many, but also had to bear in mind that Landorus on the bench did not have very much HP left. I think it was sitting at, well, 110. Sounds like a lot, but his Darkrai on the bench has got a Dark Claw on it, so actually that's really not very much at all, because Darkrai is going to be capable of one-shotting it from there. So if he does that, then I lose the energy without getting the big Land's Judgment off, and it's just bad days for everyone. So I figured the best thing to do there was just to get the one-hit KO on the Keldeo, and that's pretty much exactly what I do, obviously. I get a Skyla, which is fairly good, because I can then Skyla for a switch, and switch out very easily. And actually, that brings up a nice win condition for the next turn, because if I can get myself a catcher, or if he switches in Darkrai itself to do the 110 with Night Spear, then I can put down Victini, I can Skyla for the victory piece, I can put down laser, and I can get the one shot. Or if I draw an energy, then I can get the Power Blast for 100 and do the same thing. Darkrai's only got 120 HP left because of that hammerhead that I did earlier. That's the big reason for it. And it turns out he catches the bench Landorus. I don't actually know why, because I don't think that was too important. I think it was just to get an extra card out of Bianca, because, yeah, he wanted that, I guess. I don't know. Still seems a bit weird to me even now, but I guess getting an extra card out of Bianca and burning a catcher, which is not really that useful at the time, is not a bad idea. So, I can see it. But basically, what he is going to do here, I believe, is go out to the Darkrai and just go with Night Spear, hitting the active Lando for 110 and something on my bench for 30. Probably the Tornadus, because then he sets up a play where, you know, if Tornadus gets active and that's, you know, good for him, then he can get a laser and he can just one-shot me. And that's exactly what he does. So that's potentially annoying, but we're looking at it for an energy for the win, and I don't draw the energy. I do draw a Juniper. However, the best thing to do here is, because Victory Piece is still in the deck, we Skyla for that, and we pretty much just win the game. Because, as I said, he's only got 120 HP, I'll do 130. Victory Piece is actually pretty good when you use it in this sort of way. And that's it. That's the way the game goes. And unfortunately, before I get the chance to do this, he concedes. But yeah, Victory Piece actually did something. And, well, that just kind of shows the sort of strength of this deck a little bit. It's not the best deck ever, but it's pretty good, being able to just energize specific Pokemon to work. I mean, Tornadus is good to power up. Obviously, Mewtwo is really good to power up because it's Mewtwo. I mean, come on, man. And Landorus and Reshiram are basically metagame choices. But yeah, it's a pretty good deck. So, hope you enjoyed the game, and join me again for another one next time.